Hello and welcome to Kingdoms Reborn. Kingdoms Reborn is a city builder game by developer Earthshine. In this game, the player are players. It has competitive and cooperative multiplayer. Build and expand their city on a procedurally generated world map, from a medieval hamlet to a thriving metropolis, while also stepping through 4 eras. Unique to real-time city builders, Kingdoms Reborn uses a card system to award the player with buildings and bonuses. Also, with individually simulated citizens, this game keeps you on your toes to keep them happy. In this feature series, we're going to take a look at the early access, early game gameplay as a single player competing against AI players. In the future, I'm hoping to be able to feature some co-op content as well. Thanks to the developer Earthshine for providing the key for me to play this for you today, and to Catherine and Sky for brokering that key. So let's take a look. So first of all, this is, as I mentioned, an early access game, so there are a couple of warnings here about it being early access, but that's no problem because we're probably not going to encounter the actual AI players in this series, because as you'll see, we start out on different parts of the map, and a large map can be unstable, but we're not going to bother playing on a large map anyway. Before we jump into the game, let's take a look at some settings, here. Kind of your typical settings. I think I turned up all these graphics settings to high. I think they were on medium by default. At least some of them were. I don't know if that's me or if that's if it set themselves that way based on my system or not, but I put them all to high and everything seems fine for my test game. Audio I've of course turned down, as I do in most games for recording. And input settings, these seem to be okay. And then it does do an autosave every year in the simulation, and I'm not sure what... Oh, interesting. I haven't had this problem, so I'm not going to turn that on, and I haven't had any crashes, so I'm going to leave that turned on, and of course I'm playing in English. So let's jump back here and let's take a look at single player and a new game. So the default settings here should work fine for pretty much everyone. You do have 3 sizes of map to choose from. You do have 5 different sea levels to choose from, 5 different moisture levels to choose from, 5 different temperature levels to choose from, 5 different mountain densities to choose from. You can play with up to, I guess up to 9 players, although when you're playing in multiplayer, I think it's limited to 8, so I'm not sure if that's just the developer should have limited it 7 AI players and didn't, or what the deal is with that. And then, as usual, I'm going to start out on normal difficulty. If it's not normal, it's easy for me, but it looks like... Oh, there's the difficulty levels there. Consumption is plus 30% consumption, so that should be fine. As you can see, the difficulty ramps up quite a lot. And then, of course, there's a seed randomizer. Sometimes it's just numbers. Sometimes it's words. Sometimes the words make sense, sometimes they don't. We could pick a weird random seed, worded seed. Wombat, sea, walrus, that sounds fun. And then you have to click generate world. If you click start game, it'll use the previously generated world. So you have to make sure you click generate world before you start game. Otherwise you will not use the sea that you just selected, or the other settings you selected, if you changed any settings for that matter. The Great Freeze left the civilization in ruin. Few were strong enough to withstand the cold and plague that claimed the earth. Decades have passed since the frost took our lands, and our courage and hope have returned with the melting of the ice. It falls to us, we surviving few, to rebuild a flourishing civilization. Cheers to the new beginning. So there's, of course, tutorials here. They're all just basically static tutorials right now. I'll kind of talk through each feature here as we go to it, but we can also pull these up if it seems necessary. And then, of course, the usual WASD to pan, Q and E to rotate, and mouse wheel to zoom controls. So with that little intro story, even though it's not much of a story, in my head, in the headcanon that I've established, this game is the successor to Frostpunk. This is what happens after the frost ends. At least, like I said, in my headcanon. So there are 7 biomes on the map. I've identified 5 or 6 of them at least. There's jungle, there's forest, there's grasslands, That's desert. Let's see, here's grasslands. It's hard to tell the difference between grasslands and desert. You can kind of see, but it's not very obvious. Some of the grasslands are more obvious, but not all of them. There's, of course, tundra. And I don't know what the boreal forest. Okay. I was like, I don't know what the last one is. What I want to do is I want to keep kind of like a temperate-ish zone. And based on the experience that I have, I think looking for coal as a starting resource is a good idea. So each one of these provinces is, you know, vaguely shaped or wildly shaped, randomly shaped, and they're all fit together like a puzzle. And you're choosing a starting location as a province here. And that one's not a good one because it won't let you pick it, but also because there's not enough buildable space. So what I'm going to look for is a coastal or a near coastal province that has a normal difficulty and contains coal and is reasonably sized, which might all add up together to be too difficult to accomplish. That one might have too much. I don't like that one. Let's see. Maybe over here in this land. That's not a bad one. Could also start here and take this one immediately for the iron. But I could also just work my way across to it from this coastline. I think I want this one. So it has a reasonable temperature range here, which is good. It's a temperate climate. It has coal and stone in abundance, and coal is good, as we'll see shortly, because it's fuel. Base income of 12 coins, which is good. No defense bonus, but that should be fine because, like I said, this world is pretty big, and we're gonna have. Well, let's see. We have one AI already here, one AI already here, and one AI down here. So they're not actually spread out as I thought they had been in my test game. We were pretty much in like the four corners of the world here, and then it has a large flat area, which is very useful. So I think I'm going to take this province here and expand across, I think, toward this iron eventually, because we'll need that iron eventually, but not right away. So it's fine to wait. Tulips are actually interestingly somewhat more important. So let's go ahead and take this one. I'm not sure what the farming initial resources does. I guess it's kind of what we start with. I'm going to go ahead and leave the defaults here, just to be, I don't know, prepared or whatever. I really haven't played with that a whole lot in terms of what... I'm not sure what impact that has, I guess. So let's confirm. And we unlocked bridge right away, which is interesting. The first thing you need to place is your town hall. Now, you can place it here in this clearing, or you can place it elsewhere. I think, though, that clearing might be a good place to place it. Or at least ish. Yeah, ish. We'll go like here. I think that'll be okay. And then immediately you get a card chooser. So square cards are an unlock of some kind or a building, and then these cards with the curved corner are a bonus card, a booster card. So we can immediately start farming wheat, which is a food source, or it can be brewed into beer, which will happen a little bit later. We can take a trading post card, which will give us the ability to trade resources on the world market. Or we can take an investment card, which gives us 1 gold income for every 20 gold we own, which is interesting. I've never had that card before. I think I'm going to take this one. Wheat farming would be good, but we'll get that unlocked anyway. And we unlocked a coal mine. Now we need to choose a biome bonus. So we can either choose improved charcoal making, or we can choose improved farming. Well, I happen to know through my test game that we don't really need charcoal because we have coal, and I'm going to pause the game for a moment too while I talk. So I'm not going to take this one. I'm going to take farming instead, and this will give us improved farming in the forest biomes, which is really good. And we unlocked the coal mine, which I saw before, and we can immediately buy a coal mine for 160 gold, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do. And then we're not going to take any guidance. So the game is paused. We have an initial quest here of 25 population, and the forest biome is quite large, so being able to farm or have a 10% boost to farming in the forest biome is really useful. So we have 18 citizens. They're all complaining about housing right now, and so we need to start building some houses. Now, initially, you can only build a handful of things by default. You do get a couple more that you can build at any time or at will. Roads, of course, houses, storage yards, bridges, and you can demolish things. So here we have some storage yards that are auto-placed when we placed our town. And I actually want to rename the town. We're going to call this, in one of my old SimCity names, Wallyville. Someone asked in, I don't know if it was in the Premiere chat or in comments or something, for my, I think it was my QB Factorium series, why I don't name anybody, or maybe it was even before the QB Factorium series, why I don't name any characters after myself. And that's why, because I make the towns, actually I'm going to make that a lowercase v. I make the towns named Wallytown or Wallyville or whatever. I don't, and it didn't lower it there. Interesting. I don't name characters after myself. I name the town after myself, or the world, or whatever. So we need to build houses pretty quickly. We have 120 wood to start out with, 240 medicine, 166 steel tools, which are really nice to have because you can't replace them for a little while with steel tools. 120 stone, 156, there's probably 160 oranges, and we're at a decent happiness of 86, although we can boost that pretty easily by getting more food and more housing and jobs. We have 8 out of 12 storage slots used. You can see those here, and we have 18 unhoused people, broken out into 14 adults and 4 children, and we have a little over 1,500 coin even after buying that coal mine. It happens to be 0 degrees Celsius right now, so we are at the freezing point, and we're going to need houses, and they're going to need wood or coal to heat themselves with. So let's start out by building, I think, 4 or 5 houses. Unfortunately, I don't think you can do like a shift place. Oh, you can. I lied. Let's build those 4 houses there, and we'll put a house here. We need to have 5 houses. Each house holds 4 people. We'll see that once they get going, and they'll just jump in and start chopping down the trees automatically, and working on those houses. Now the coal mine, we can put it up against a mountain. It has to be against a mountain. You have to be careful how you place it though. Gray tiles are okay, red tiles are not. So we can put it up against this mountain, which might be okay, or we can put it up against this mountain. But since that one's so much further away, I think I'm gonna go with this one. And I want to try and line it up with the road. We'll go here a little bit away from the coastline, I think. And then we can build a road out to it. There we go. And I want to point out that there's a card flashing here. Every 120 seconds, I believe it is. I'm going to pause the game again while I talk. We get the ability to draw, or not draw a card, buy a card here on this buy cards screen. Fruit gatherers, well, gather fruit from trees and bushes. So we had things like oranges in the orange trees. We have 2 cards we can choose from there. We have a mushroom farm, which uses wood to grow mushrooms for food. I guess you're growing the mushrooms in like rotted out logs or something. An immigration office, which attracts new immigrants. Or a quarry to mine stone. I think, based on the fact that we do have some loose stone here on the map, I think I'm going to take a fruit gatherer. The other option is you could also re-roll these cards for free one time and see what other 5 cards you might get to choose from. You can choose more than 1 card, but I'm only really interested in a fruit gatherer, so I'm just going to take the fruit gatherer. And then the card immediately pops down here in the card selection area here, and you can click it and build it wherever you'd like. And I think I'm going to build the fruit gatherer up here. Yeah, there's quite a few orange trees around here, and, well, maybe, yeah, I think this is a good area. Good idea. We'll go there. And there's also something else over here that I saw on the coastline. Oh, coconuts. Okay. Nice. So, in addition to the villagers chopping down the trees that are in the way of your building, you can also go here to the gather menu, and you can gather all in a box area that you specify. You can gather just stone, all trees, or just non-fruit trees in a box area you specify. And you can also cancel the gathers if you mistakenly gathered something you didn't want to. And let's go ahead and put this investment card in our town hall. If you saw on here, it says it's a town slot type, so it can only go in the town hall. And we just unlocked the ability to do research, which are gathered by science points here. Now notice the science points up here are actually accruing slowly as we play, and that's really useful because even if you don't have science selected, it will buffer at least some amount of science for you to pick. So we have 2 sciences we can pick from: foreign trade, which gets us a trading post, trading port, and increases the number of immigrants by 20%, or we can take basic medicine. I think we're going to take the foreign trade first. We have 240 medicine available, and that's going to take a while to burn through, so I think we'll take the foreign trade first. This takes 70 science points to make our way through, and we had some already. Well, that's not how many we had. That's how many we were earning per some tick. I don't know what the tick is exactly. We didn't have any buffered. I lied. Sorry about that. We have another option for a card to choose from. There's a coal mine. We don't have any coal. Or we do have coal. We have a coal mine already going, so we don't need that. Well, we need wood. A forester might be useful here. A hunting lodge might be useful also for food. And in fact, I might take both of those. We'll take a tavern at some point soon, but not yet. And then we're also going to want a fishing lodge at some point soon. But I think we'll take the hunting lodge first. Let's put the hunting lodge down over here. It has a very large range, as you can see. And food reserve is low. Yes, I know. We need trees. So let's do the gather. We're going to gather trees. And let's just gather a big swath of trees here. We'll see if we can get some people out to do some work. As they gather the trees, they will gather the fruit and the wood, the fruit that's ripe on the tree. So that works out fine. And they are starting to build these buildings, and we're still waiting for wood to finish building these buildings. We did tear through the fruit awfully fast, the starting fruit of 160, so getting food early on is a must. And then we want to put down a forester, and I think I'm going to put that forester up here out of the way a little bit. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll put it out here. Because we're going to expand in that direction. So I think I'll put it here, and I'll build a little road to it. We're going to expand this way, so I think that makes sense. Oh, it's 150 seconds, I lied. Charcoal burners shouldn't be necessary with the coal mine. A pig ranch would be good to have for food, but we don't have the space for it. Pig ranches are very large, so I think we're going to take a fishing lodge instead. And that's why I tried to stay away from the coastline a little bit, because we have the ability to put the fishing lodge here, and going here is 102% efficiency. So that sounds like a good idea. Let's go right there. Fishing lodges have that range around them. If you put more than one fishing lodge inside of the same range, they will suffer greatly from the lack of efficiency. So it's good to space them out along your coastline a little bit. I'll show that once we get another fishing lodge, though. We unlock the priority button. So now we can switch buildings priority between the default worker allocation, which is what they all are right now, the prioritized worker here, and the don't allow working here, which is very useful when you want to control some industry. So that's this little star here. Okay, so we have hunting going, so we should get some wild game meat pretty soon. And we have fruit gathering going, so we should see some more oranges. And it looks like we are, although that could have been a tree that got chopped down. There are also boar burrows that you will uncover as you navigate around the map. And I think there's a red deer. I think the hunter will kill the boar. And then you'll see that this eventually says occupant 0 out of 4. And then you're fine to build over it because nobody's living there anyway. They're still knocking down trees. That's good. It's gotten a bit warmer over the last couple of seasons here. It's now summertime, so it's in the upper 20s Celsius or the 80s Fahrenheit. Your preferred unit is your preferred unit, but that's a good kind of peak temperature for the year, so I'm happy with that. And here this worker's carrying fruit to the stockpiles that they just got, and they happen to be sick. Hopefully they will take some medicine when they get here, which we have plenty of. Yeah, there they go. They just took medicine. Great. So the next thing we can do, fuel reserve is low. Well, we should be mining. Yeah, we're mining coal. We'll be fine, and it's warm, so we're fine. To the point where we might actually even want to uncheck fuel for houses. One of the nice things about this game, one of the things I really like, is when you uncheck a thing for a house, it unchecks it for all houses. So you don't have to go through and check it for each one. You don't have to do some weird, combination to uncheck it for all of them. Like these upgrades do, which is shift-click applies to all of them, or it tries to apply to all of them. Those bonuses, or those upgrades, I should say. So let's look at buying another card. Given our food status, food might be a good option. Another fishing lodge, since we have a nice large coastline, would be good. Yeah, I think we'll do a fishing lodge, another fishing lodge. So I want to make sure, so if I put it here, you can see the efficiency is like 64%. And the further away that I put it, the higher the efficiency goes. But again, you want to make sure you avoid any red tiles. 88% is pretty good, 94 is even better. But I can't get that. Oh, there's 98, 102. I think that's fine. They're overlapping a little. We could probably fit one more in the north, but I think that's good. And then let's build a road out there. Like that. And the workers are actually building the roads, you can see that. And as I mentioned in the introduction, each citizen is simulated. So not only is their happiness and their statistics here all simulated, but they're actually doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing. They're not just they're a representative like you might see in other games. Representative of city activity, that is. So now we've unlocked the Statistics Bureau, which allows us to view town statistics. Other than just the convenience factor, I don't really see the point of this. And we also have another quest here to do some fishing. Because you can see a lot of the information that's in it elsewhere too, but I guess it doesn't hurt. And it's a nice building, and I think I'm going to put it maybe right here. And it builds instantly. There's no requirements there. And I'm going to pause just to look at this. It gives you inputs and outputs of resources, activities on buildings, population stats, all the stats of your town, food and fuel availability, food usage, of course, has gone up, and production has not, but that's kind of understandable at this stage of the game. Happiness overall. Trading, we haven't done any trading yet. Income, we haven't... oh, this is non-trade revenue. So we are getting some income somehow. Maybe it's just the tick income here from the housing and stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. Science production and market price statistics for each item, which is really difficult to look through here. It's a little easier once we get a market building to look at. We have 23 out of 20 people right now, so we need to actually build some more houses. 2 more houses, I think. Is this... yeah, it's unoccupied, so I don't mind building over it at all. Even though we don't have the wood to support that. Fuel reserve is low. Yeah, I guess there's no more coal again. We need to chop down some more trees. Let's gather some trees here. I'm gonna hinder the fruit gatherer here a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. So if you don't want a card, and we might want to take another coal mine card. Oh, storage is full. We need to deal with that too. You might want to take another coal mine card. So I'm gonna cancel this for right now and leave it here. Let's take a look at storage here. So storage yards are built in a 2x2. They have to be a 2x2. If you build them, try to build them smaller, you'll see the gray here, and you want them to always be multiples of 2. And you want to be careful because they also cost wood to build. So, yeah. So we do have coal, and it's weird that it says we're not consuming any, but we obviously are because it keeps disappearing somewhere. But you can also see here that coal provides twice the heat of wood. So you're better off if you have coal available to use coal. Now the charcoal burner here also gives you that double heat compared to wood. So if you don't have a coal zone, if you're not starting in a coal zone, then I recommend getting the charcoal burner going as soon as you can so that you can have a... so you aren't using the wood, instead of using charcoal to heat your homes. Our labor count is at 0. So every citizen is employed and there's no free labor left to haul and gather resources full time. So what we can do here is we can allocate a laborer or two to always be present. And you can do that here by these check boxes that float over your town hall. So you can always say that I want to have one laborer no matter what. I don't want to let them falter into another direction. The next thing is these cards. You can get... oh, Caravanner's arrived. Let's trade with them. See what we can trade with them. Don't want to trade. Don't want to trade. I don't think I really want to trade much. But I think I'll trade them some of this leather. As far as I can imagine, I haven't gotten that far yet, but leather's used to make clothing. And it's a byproduct of gathering game meat at this point. So I think we're going to sell it just to make some money. Back to the cards. So if I don't want one of these cards and I let the timer expire and come back, we have a second card option here, or second card choice. So if I don't want any of these cards, I can pass and I can see what that second card choice is. But I think I'm going to take this coal mine. And then I get the second choice, the second choice there. And I don't really want any of those right now, but I'm going to place this coal mine down. Although we don't have the people for it right now, I don't think. I guess we can see the employment statistics, right? Maybe. No, I guess we can't. Well, I guess this is what that tells us here. So, yeah, everyone's pretty much employed. We do have the housing now to expand, which is good. And research has completed, so we can go back to the tech tree now. Now that we've unlocked foreign trade, we can do one of these. Basic tools gives us the ability to make stone tools. We can make pottery. We can do a furniture workshop, or we can do beer brewing, or we can jump back here and do basic medicine. I actually have played 2 test games. During one of those test games, I did not take basic medicine because I didn't think that I would need it that fast, and then all of a sudden all my medicine was gone. Do I want to buy a trading postcard for 120? I think I'm going to refuse that and instead buy the trading port. I don't know if it matters or not, but I want to do a trading port since I'm here on the coastline. Okay, we have plenty of wood that's been chopped. Somebody come and build. Oh, we don't have a builder allocated. Because we can force a builder to be allocated too. That way we're always building, always able to build. But I'm not going to leave that always selected. Let's go ahead and put down the trading port here. We have to put the dock facing water, of course. I'm going to put it down here where I can fit it in. I think like that. And the gray tiles, again, don't matter, and there's no bonus here, so I think I'm just going to do... this. I don't have the resources for it, though. Before we do that, then let's gather stone here. And let's hopefully get these finished so that we can stockpile some of that wood. One other thing with the cards, while that's going, is eventually you can stack up enough of these buffered cards and you'll get a wild card. I think it's 5. Once you get 5 card draws, you can get a wild card instead. So that's another possible option. I'm going to take this up to 2 laborers. Even though we don't... But even though we have actually extra people right now. And we are starting to stock up, or to store up the wood. Yep, we've already killed all the boar. I think it's safe to probably put this down now. Yeah, it'll be fine. But I want to change the road here. I'm going to put this road here, and then I'm going to delete this bit of road here. All right, it is now early winter. It's minus 10 Celsius, so we are probably using some of the coal now. Yep, there it goes. And we are producing a lot. The next thing I want to look at is production limits or targets. I think it's useful to set these early in the game because of the limiting factor of storage. You can set a or industry, because this also carries over from building to building, to have a limit of how much it'll produce, how much it will produce to put in storage. So there's each batch is 14. So I want to try and keep this as a multiple of 14. I think we're just going to go with 140. And then when I put down this other coal mine, it'll automatically get that setting. And I can do the same thing, say, with fish. I want to have maybe 100 fish at most in storage, maybe 200 fish in storage. We'll be fine. And as you can see, when I click on this other one, it automatically has that same setting. But I think I can go through and limit trees to 200 in storage. And then, as you can see, the hunting lodge, you only limit the meat production. So the leather is a byproduct. It's kind of a true byproduct in that factor. Let's make 100 of each of the foods. And that's just how much is buffered. It's not how much we make and then stop or anything. It's how much we can have in our storage. And I'll probably expand that as our town grows, we get more people, and we have more storage. Let's see, can we afford to put down the other coal mine? No, we need to finish gathering this stone. And we might, in fact, need a... We might need a stone quarry pretty soon. We don't have any stone actually stockpiled, just what's been already delivered here. So hopefully maybe we can get a stone quarry card. Let's pass on this card. I'll pass on this one as well. No quarry. Let's roll. Ah, there's a quarry. Alright. Let's take that. And I think I'll put the quarry up here, maybe. And the houses don't like to be near certain types of industries. As you can see, if I put this too close to the houses have a big sad face on them. Maybe we can do this area right here. I think that'll be good. Build that road up to there. Then I can also set this limit to, and I think I'll just do 100 of that too. But if there is a batch amount, like this one has a batch amount, you probably want I think you want to probably set that. Oh, we just crossed the year threshold, apparently. And yeah, they're bringing in wood to make that. And we are not keeping up at all with the coal, so we definitely need this thing built. But we need a lot of stone and a lot of wood for that. And that house is not happy about it. Well, we might just have to demolish that house. Because we need to use this mountain. And we can actually put them all the way across here. So maybe even taking out both of these houses would be good. I'm going to wait on that until we have this quarry done, though. It got all the wood it needs. And you can see this forester is planting trees. That's part of their... sorry, this forester, I lied. Wrong thing. That's part of the job assignments here. We can have them cut and plant, prioritize planting or prioritize cutting. We can allow them to plant fruit, or tell them to prioritize planting fruit trees, or planting non-fruit trees, or planting any trees. And we can allow them to cut only certain types of trees if we'd like. So there are a few settings like that on different production buildings. Ooh, poison arrows. Nice. I'm guessing those cost more. So we can also start doing our expansion. And you can expand into any adjacent territory. So that means this one, although the only way they're connected is via mountain and sea, so it won't let us take this one. This one has some connectivity here. Dyes are available, and stone is available in abundance. Here, 15,000 stone. So that's not a bad deal. How much stone do we have here? 24,000. Yeah, that's fine. And this is a very small province. It's also very cheap. There's stone available here. And that's about it. And then we can also expand up here where there were those tulips that I mentioned earlier. I think I want both of these provinces. And we actually do have the money to take them both. Oh, we got 3 immigrants. Nice. And we finished that 25 population quest up here. So we get to pick a card. And these are all boost cards. Cards with just a triangular corner here, or a slanted corner, are building slot booster cards. So we can either consume 40 less input on a building, we can have 20% productivity on a building, or we can decrease upkeep by 70%. We can actually look around and see what we might want to do here. This has an upkeep of 10 gold, 20 gold for the trading port, but you can't put a card in a trading port. 5 gold for a fishing lodge. We don't know what this is going to be just yet. No upkeep there. No upkeep there. No upkeep there. I think I'm going to take the productivity, though, and put that in the coal mine. We'll take the productivity book. And then we have tri people who are now part of our big family. And if you have the building selected, just simply click on the card, and it will put the card in the building. Let's go ahead and claim these 2 provinces. We found our tulip seeds, and we can just click on that to unlock tulip farming. And then we can claim this one as well, and that gives us a little bit larger area to work in. Oh, and we have a new quest for earning 10,000 with trading. Let's take a look at the trading here, at the trading port. We don't really have anything that I'm willing to trade at this point. And I don't want to buy anything, because I don't want to spend any more money than I have to. So we're just going to leave it alone for now. Maybe we'll get something else. Oh, unpause your game. We got a gift from the tribe that we absorbed. We can get 1% happiness for every... get 1% productivity for every 1% happiness on a building above 60%. Get another productivity book. Or we can get a frugality book. I think the productivity book is still my best bet. And I think I want to put that here on the quarry. And is somebody actually building that? Yes, they are, very slowly. Can I add another builder and maybe they'll double up on it? I don't think they do. Or not. I think we're doing okay on food right now. So you can see these charts here too, so I'm not sure the advantage of the clicking charts. Oh, tech trait research. Okay, so we just finished basic medicine. Mushroom lung sterilization decreases mushroom farms of wood consumption by 50%. We're gonna build a sheep ranch, which we probably have the turf for now. I think they're about the same size as the pig ranches. But I think I want to do... no, maybe we'll do sheep ranch. And we unlocked and received the medicinal herb card. Then we have seeds for medicinal herbs. We can do some farming now. And you want to look at the color zones here. Green is good, obviously. Red is bad, obviously. And then in between. So I think we want to do our farming up here where this green area is, at least to start with. So I think we'll have to expand our road in that direction. I did plan on making this road go across like that. As kind of a main road. And we unlock the Employment Bureau. Once built, you gain the ability to manage the global job priority. Oh, nice. Ooh, that'll fit right there. That's nice. That's an insta-build building, of course. And you can now adjust not only those two settings that we've been adjusting, but also which buildings have priority as far as workers go. I think I want coal mines to be number 1, just because fuel, and then food looks good to be next, and then stone being last seems okay to me. Oh, that's a desert over there. That's why it wouldn't be good for farming. Can we put down this coal mine? Yes, but I should probably build some more of those houses first. We can't build that one just yet. Doggone it. And that's another mountain that we would like to build on, but we can't. I need another residential district. Maybe we need to clear some land here. Let's clear some trees. And you can swath outside of your zone. It doesn't matter, because it will not mark them. Okay, good. And we can clear those trees and see what we can find. Let's see. I think a tavern is appropriate now. Sorry, I just punched the microphone. And I think we should get that pig ranch. The tavern, you want to put nearby your houses. And maybe this is where I put it, nearby the houses here. Alternatively, I could put it, say, over here someplace. As long as it's covering our housing zone pretty well. Actually, that's not a bad place for it. Because those 2 houses on the right are going away anyway. Yeah, let's put that there. So that'll make their it'll boost their happiness in their houses. As far as I can tell, at least, that's what that does. Or that it does that. But if I'm wrong, then so be it. And the pig ranch, we can put kind of anywhere, but I think I'm going to wait until I figure out the farming situation. Let's look at the farming situation again. Farms can be up to 64 tiles. There's a minimum width and a maximum width/length on them all. I want to make sure that I can fit a farm in here reasonably. I'd like to do 16 by 4, and that'll work out pretty well actually right there. Should I stick with that one? Where are we at as far as this goes? Yeah, I think we'll have to go with that. So make sure I'm at 16 by 4. And then we'll build a farm. And we can click on that farm and set the material we want to grow there. And we're going to grow medicinal herbs. And I think we just want 100 medicinal herbs because most of it's going to be converted into medicine anyway. But I just noticed the time, and I've been having so much fun playing this game that I didn't notice how long this episode has gotten already. So let's pause here, and we'll return in the next episode to kind of continue this early game development and expansion. Before we go, let's just take a quick glance at our competitors here. They've claimed a bit of land down there, and these 2 on this island. I thought there were 2 on this island. 1, 2... Did we lose one already? We might have lost a competitor already. I think we did. I think there were 2 on this continent here. Because I don't see the 4th person. So, yeah, I think we lost somebody already. That's funny. Alright, so as you can see, they're expanding as I am. And this is going to pan out to be a interesting and competitive game. So let me know in the comments or on Discord what you think about this game. How much you'd like to see of it on my channel. And of course, any other feedback you might have. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.